Welcome to the Overtly Disagreeable podcast, where two assholes talk about nothing. I fucked it up again.
Yeah.
We are your hosts, and I am Ken, and this is
Shane.
Welcome.
Hi.
All right, man. What did you get onto last or this week?
Again. It's mostly just work.
Yeah.
But I do have a little bit of an update on playing Rainbow Six Siege, because I've been trying to get back into that for a long time.
Okay.
So with the advent of Smite releasing Oleron and my...
Right. Which I have not even used yet. I haven't even really played.
He's not out yet, technically.
Oh, no?
I've just seen the God reveal.
Okay, all right.
So it's basically just what's visually there. I haven't played against it, but I can see that it's bullshit, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
So since that was coming out, like a week or two ago, I mentioned to all my Smite friends, I'm tapping on Smite as soon as Overrun drops. Anyone want to play Rainbow Six Siege?
Yeah. You're getting ready to just fuck Smite off. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Like,
okay.
I'll wait the 2 to 3 weeks when he's patched a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was like, no, I'm not going to drop Smite. And then within this week, I started a new group with those Smite friends, like a new chat group.
Oh, okay.
Specifically for organizing Rainbow Six, and we've been just going at it crazy nights. Like, I've got a whole new set of
So
5.
now everyone is into Rainbow Six.
Not everyone, but I have a full 5 stack.
Okay, that's all
to
you
play
need.
Rainbow Six. Exactly. Yeah. So we're doing pretty good, and everyone's starting to like learn how to work with each other and stuff like that. So it's getting pretty good.
But you guys have played Rainbow Six, like...
No, these people I've never played Rainbow up until this week. These are people I only exclusively played Smite with.
So these people all bought Rainbow Six,
maybe recently, or had it in the past. Yeah.
Okay.
But like, it's just like me. I had Rainbow Six when it came out, but I dropped off because I went from Rainbow Six to Smite, and then I've been on Smite super hard.
Yeah, but you played it right off the bat.
Yeah, and I played it for a long time. Like for the first what is it, season? I think it was. Yeah, like the release of the game, and then the first season of Operators. I have all those, but then I pretty much dropped off after that. So I have very little of all the new Operators, which are from like 2-3 years ago.
Yes.
So it's been a while.
It's a shame that game dropped off in general.
Has it? I don't really keep up with like any Twitch. I usually use that as a barometer because it's viewership.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a good way to determine popularity.
Yeah, I think so too, but I don't take a look at it particularly. But I don't know. I feel like there's always a solid Rainbow Six community.
There's a solid community, but I'm pretty sure it's dropped off. Like, I remember when it first came out, a lot of people were like saying how it's comparable to I forgot what it's called. The famous shooter that's free, that's on Steam, that everyone fucking plays.
Counter-Strike?
CSGO, yeah, that's right.
I don't know, but it's more objective-based. I mean,
it's more objective-based, but it's like a high skill ceiling, don't fucking fuck up kind of shooter.
I suppose, yeah. I don't know. But there's like tactics involved. I don't know. Maybe that's putting too much like hype on the game by saying it has tactics involved, but I do think that Rainbow Six is
in Rainbow Six.
Yeah,
right?
Because there's like coordination. I feel like CS you could still play like pretty loose. Like,
you can be like a lone wolf in
exactly.
CS:GO, yeah.
But like doing that shit in Rainbow Six, like you can get away with it for a little while, but eventually you're gonna get pincered. Eventually you're gonna get caught in a trap. Like eventually you need your bros to back you up. I don't know. I just really like Rainbow Six, even on the console. It's still a lot of fun.
Rainbow Six seems more fun to me. I don't know. I've barely played either, so
then I would suggest if you're going to play Rainbow Six.
Yeah,
that way, then the community grows. But
yeah, it'll grow by 1.
Hey, that's all that matters. But other than that, I don't know. I've been playing a little bit of Smite here and there. Still mostly just Rainbow Six and Smite. I've been trying to play more Borderlands because it's been pretty free.
Oh, that's right, and they had the DLC that came out recently.
Yeah,
Did you get that one?
Yeah, well, it's free, so I just downloaded it. I played a little bit of it so far. Basically, Sanctuary gets bombed with this like poison gas from this dude who's got all this organic shit growing on him, and then that's as far as I got into it. And then you fuck around on Pandora for a bit trying to figure out like a serum for the poison gas.
Is there an insanely hard boss like there is in a lot of the...
I don't know. I haven't finished
the DLCs?
Yeah. There are usually some like epic level bosses that are bullshit, I find, mostly.
Well, they mostly are. You have to like find a cheese tactic.
Yeah, exactly, which is what I don't like about it. Whenever there's like a cheese tactic for a boss, or like a invulnerability state that requires you to do something hyper specific. Like Destiny was really bad for that.
Yeah,
where it's like you get a 10-second window to attack the thing, otherwise it's invulnerable. I fucking hate shit like that. It's just lazy game like boss development, I think. And while I probably might not be able to think of a better idea, I still think I can be critical and say that's garbage for boss fights.
Well, I mean, like, Warframe has been around for a while, and it has a lot of that same shit where like bosses are only vulnerable for a certain period.
It's like a plague of MMOs.
But it also has like the opposite of it, where bosses are vulnerable, like they cannot be invulnerable, and basically they can always take damage, right? And they're too easy to kill.
Oh, okay, yeah, because they get overwhelmed with damage. Really
pretty much, right? So it's hard, I guess, to find that middle balance. Yeah,
that's the weird thing about MMOs in general is like PvE bosses and then having a balance of PvE and PvP gear. Like, I don't think there's a single MMO that's done it properly. It doesn't have specific gear for PvP and specific gear for PvE.
Yeah, I know.
And the PvE gear has always got inflated ass stats. Like, you put your PvE gear on, and it's like 10 billion health, and then you put on your fucking PvP gear, and it's like 150,000.
Is that how it is in Destiny?
It's not so much in Destiny because they're not an MMO.
Fair enough.
But in like what DC Universe Online, for sure.
That's how it did.
Yeah, I remember that being a thing where it's like the stats are strangely inflated for PvE. Yeah,
I mean, it's like to bring a Warframe again. It's you described that to a T, because like the PvP gear that you can put on is
crazy ass shit, right?
No, the PV. Well, I said PvP. So PvP gear is dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the PvE is like crazy ass.
Yeah, that's how it usually is. Yeah. Because NPCs don't care about getting stomped.
Yeah, no, they don't. You just fucking murder them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you played much Warframe? Because they had that big update recently where they released like a new continent or some shit.
Yeah. No, I haven't played too much Warframe. Last couple, almost a year now.
Oh,
there's
sucks.
So much shit that is released. I had, when I stopped playing, I had every single gear in the game.
Yeah, because you were really hype on that for a really long time.
Yeah.
It was like me for DC.
Pretty much.
But you stayed with it longer, I think.
I played Warframe, I want to say 2,000 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
damn.
Maybe a little bit less. It says I played it for about 2,500 on Steam, but like I had that game running on my computer like 24, like when I slept, when I went to work or whatever.
You're sitting in your ship doing nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. So he counts all those hours, but if my active playing is probably around 2,000, I would imagine. Yeah. I mean, I was really into it, but the part that's kind of bumming me out is they have a vault, but like a Disney vault. Things go in, they don't come out.
Okay.
So you can't get them again.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure at the point that I have now, when I stop playing, there's going to be new stuff that I haven't gotten that's going to start going into the vault.
Oh, so now you're going to start missing out, so you can't have a full completion?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
right?
That sucks.
I mean, eventually they cycle things out of it for like temporary release, and I've spent enough money in the game that I have the paid credits that I could just buy gear from people if I really wanted it, but that you missed out on that. Yeah,
but if you want to complete your collection, if you're gonna go OCD with it, then you're gonna need to use all your resources for it.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it was, but there was some promotion recently for like, I think it was maybe Twitch Prime or something like that, where you get like Necros Prime, and I don't play it, so I don't know if that was already released or if that was something.
It's an old.
It's an old one. Okay,
yeah. I have Necros Prime.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because I remember all the like, I don't want to say old Warframes, but the like original set of Warframes all had like primes eventually.
Yeah,
and that was
one. I mean, they do that for all of them now. Yeah, it's funny because when they first started doing the prime frames, the one thing they said is that it's purely a cosmetic upgrade. They will never add stat changes to it. And then shortly after, they gave it a buff. Like,
it's a plus basically, right? Yeah,
they're like, okay, we got to make people actually want to get these things.
Exactly, because it's like a whole nother shebang to go through to build it, right?
Yeah. And for the most part, with the exception of a few, they're much harder to get than the originals. There was like 2 of them where the originals were just significantly more difficult to farm.
Oh, okay. But the buff wasn't any like there was.
It was a lot easier to get the buff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was just more beneficial just to get the buffed one right off the bat because you don't need the originals for it sometimes.
Unless you want full completion, like
unless you just want the XP from it.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of missed that game. I tried getting back into it like last week. I turned on the game, I downloaded the updates, and then I closed it.
And then you didn't play it? Yeah. Like, I put in my work for the night.
That's pretty much it.
Dust your hands off.
I was just, right, that's good enough. I was kind of salty that they didn't give me the reward that I wanted, the daily reward.
Oh, is it randomized or?
It's kind of randomized, but people figured out that if you don't, it's kind of bullshit. If you don't play for longer, you get the better rewards. So that when you do log in, that you stay in there.
Yeah.
So I was hoping for like 50% off discount on the credits and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Get like an easy deal for not playing for a year.
Pretty much, yeah.
And what'd you end up getting?
10% or something like that.
Okay. It's definitely not 50%.
Yeah, I think it goes up to 75, but I've only in all the time I've played it, I've only gotten 75% off once.
That's pretty good still, though.
Yeah, no,
it's like a one-time purchase, like coupon. Is it like a one-time purchase?
It's coupon? A one-time, yeah. But imagine fucking you got like 75% off Smite gems. Fuck, right?
That would be good. Yeah,
I think I might just get the most expensive one.
Yeah, I did that one time, like during the Odyssey, where it was like 35% off or something like that at the max, and
they do the 33% off every now and again.
Yeah. But I did that right before the Odyssey, and I'm like, well, if I'm saving money on the Odyssey individual items by buying them on release, because they always sell them a little bit cheaper, and then buying gems on a gem sale, it's like I'm getting double discount. So instead of spending like 150 on the entire Odyssey, it's like spending 70.
Yeah.
So I feel like less of a chump. But hey, they put the deals out.
Well, I mean, like my general philosophy that I've had for like free games since it became more popular like 10 plus years ago is, after you put in some like 20 hours into it, which I know you put in more than that in Smite, like it's okay to spend money on it, right?
I still hold that I'm not going to buy the God Pack because I play enough.
Well, on the PS4 version, you don't even need it.
Yeah.
Although you'd get all your fucking favor. You'd get your favor.
Which I'm kind of thinking of doing because this is going to be very like heavy if you don't play Smite or have loot box shit. You're going to be super lost when I say this, but there are certain chests in Smite called Enigma chests. Ken knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
They give you skins. But along with that chest, there's also emotes that you can buy for in-game currency, which is favor. If I buy the God Pack, I'd get all my favor back.
Yes.
So, with that premise, I was thinking about buying the God Pack so that I could get my favor back so I could buy the rest of the emotes so that all the Enigma chests that I open would just be dances or skins.
People who are listening who don't know about Smite don't know what you mean about getting your favor back. They're going to be like, what are you talking about? It's an in-game
currency.
No, but like, why are you getting it back? What are you getting it back from?
I spent a bunch of favor on buying the gods instead of buying the God Pack with real money.
Yeah, so Smite has this thing that I wish more games would have, because I bought it, and I still think it was a great deal, but where it's this one-time purchase of, I can't remember, like $30-something.
I think it's 30, yeah.
Yeah. And
$29.99.
you get all the current and future characters.
Yeah. So if you walk away from the game for like a year, you get all the characters. Yeah. Instead of what would happen with me if I stopped playing would be that I would have to buy them with favor, saving up. But honestly, once I have 101 gods, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be kept busy for a while playing those ones.
You have enough to be competitive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I've got enough mains that fuckhead Oleron coming out is not going to be enticing enough for me to be like, oh, I need to buy him right away.
To be properly competitive, you probably only need, I would say, minimum 25 to 30 gods.
Yeah, and even
25.
That's just to make the prerequisites to get into ranked.
Yes,
but like realistically, when you play ranked, what do? You pick like 2-3 roles, and then you have maybe 2 or 3 gods for each of those roles.
Yeah, you just want to make sure you have a god on standby for when the one you want is banned.
Yeah, banned. But with 101 gods, even with like 6 to 8 bans, there's a good chance that you're not going to get banned out.
They could you could have one role that you want to be. They could ban like your first 6 picks for that role, and you will still have something.
That's why I have almost every Guardian rank 10. So it's like, oh yeah, you want to ban that guy? That's fine. I got fucking like 12 more Guardians I can pick from.
There we go. It's a shame people don't really like to play Guardians.
I do. And I'm actually the group of friends that I'm playing with a lot. We're starting to get in the habit of running more double Guardians for like Clash and stuff like that. Because they're all like, man, they love the CC that a Guardian produces compared to like a Warrior.
Yeah,
Warrior's nice to have a slap, but like we play with a good enough group of people that the Guardian slap. Like I slap when I play Guardian.
Okay, like do you do a bruiser build or do you?
Well, with some people I do, but like let's say Artio, I'll throw on Spear Magus and that does the work.
Fair enough.
Between that and the rotation of abilities and like a 40% cooldown, you're slapping the fuck out of people. Like, I lock people down, and even if I don't kill them, as long as I'm locking them down, it's all setups for the team, right? She's
got a really good single target CC.
Oh yeah.
Or not single target CC. That's not a good way to put it. But single target. Yeah. Well, you got RDO's got a good single target control. Like, you can really lock down one person for a good amount of time.
And if they try to get away, it's like you have multiple either stuns for channeling. Like someone who channels, you can roar them, get them out of it. Someone who tries to leap, you have a cripple. And then you have the heal for yourself. You have the heal for your team and yourself. You have your fucking dash, which also acts as a slow.
Good utility, man.
Yeah, and then if you get Spear and Magus like I do, the claws do 2 hits, so you're shredding 10 down to 20.
I didn't even think about that, but that's true.
Right?
I thought it was for her stun. That
the 3 also does it, where it's like 3 to 5 hits or something
like that. Yeah, even that's what I thought you were using it for.
Well, anyway, but she's got 6 abilities, and 2 of them have multi-hits, so why the fuck not?
And her abilities don't even use that much mana.
No.
So you can.
Well, actually, no, they do, because you're blowing them all the time. But again,
like each individual one doesn't use that much mana. But when you blow through all fucking 6 of them, in the early and mid game, it can be taxing.
Yeah.
Or early mid. I would say in late game, she has enough mana to kind of hold out for a while.
Depending on what you build, like you could build a no mana regen RDO and be totally fucked. But I'm pretty sure you'd still.
That's hard.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't do that. I go Valor and Chronos for sure.
Yeah, Valor I feel like is almost a staple for her.
Yeah,
for a lot of Guardians, but
it's just like Jutones. The 20% cooldown plus mana regen and physical protections. For Valor, it's an easy pickup for 2,300. So cheap.
Is it good? Is it used in competitive a lot or not really?
I don't watch a lot of competitive right now. I've tried to take a step back away from my Smite addiction. I went really hard last year, as we talked about probably in a previous podcast that's not released or will never be released, that I was trying to go pro.
Yeah.
And you crushed my dreams by saying that I was old.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
I mean, it's somewhat true, but fuck you, I'm still really good. I still kick a lot of ass.
Even if you're good, like you...
I'm a wise old man at the ripe old age of 30. You can train
someone. But it's just like after like 22, 23, like even if you could move fast enough to keep up with the younger kids, like you're gonna injure yourself doing it, like your hands and stuff.
Oh please!
Like you're gonna get carpal
I play
tunnel.
A lot, dude. I work with my hands and I play video games, and that's all I do.
I feel like that currently makes it even worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. That's all I do right now. I'm doing all right, sort of. I mean, sometimes my fingers go numb when I'm at work, but that's no big deal.
Like one of my friends at work, I don't know if I told you, like he used to play competitive StarCraft. Like he was.
Oh, I think so.
Like in top 15 in North America.
Yeah.
And he was just even saying like he can't compete with a lot of the younger guys because like he can do it, but only for a very short amount of time before things start to get.
And StarCraft games are not short.
Generally. Yeah, no, they're not. I mean, he could probably still beat like 90% of players.
Again, but see that's why I play Guardian, because I'm a good support. I'm reliable. You know what I mean? I can bully people. I'll let the youngins fucking be the carries and doing the fancy tricks.
Yep.
I'm just there to wave my dick in someone's face and say, no, don't touch. I'm a blocker.
Yeah. Well, Guardian has a little bit more skill than some people require. Like positioning. Like you have to be behind your opponent and make sure they don't get away as easily,
I've learned that a lot as playing more and more support. Like just before, when I was... I don't know, like 2, maybe 3 years ago, I just played sweaty. Like it was height of the urchin all the time. No, like fuck helping the team. Like if me helping the team is me not dying and taking out the other people, right?
Yes.
I still have that mentality.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some wisdom there.
There is, but I've come to realize that slight variations in that type of strategy go a long way. So instead of getting urchin all the time, get Thebes.
Yes.
Does almost the exact same thing. I get a little bit less mana, but I get health regen and my team gets protection.
They get a little bit
of difference in team fights now, right? Along with other, if you want to stack more, like say if somebody's really oppressive with a mage, I'll build fucking Heart Ward on top of that. Yeah. So that means my team's got even more just magical protections on top of those 2 items. So like I like the idea of being a bruiser as a Guardian, but I also can see the value in actually being support, and I've learned a lot in playing the last 2 years as like for setups, locking people down, and not just being like a major distraction for the other team as a way to be an opening for my team.
Yeah.
Now it's actually setting up my team
Yeah, you want to prepare the other team to die.
Exactly, yeah. Like an easy strategy with RDO is going in, like popping your 2 for the cripple.
Yes, yeah.
In your druid form, and then cripple, walking at somebody, like being within attack range for your 3.
Yeah.
Pop your 2, pop your 3, so you get into the slow, and then you creep into the cripple.
Yes,
so right as they get
so they can't get away, and then they get stunned, and
exactly.
then
and then by the time that they're like panicking, trying to figure out what to do while they're walking side to side, you're locking them down some more, and your team comes in and finishes them off.
Pretty much, unless they Fury or alt out of it.
I'll take that for 2 abilities. I'll take a Fury.
You kick out their Fury
exactly.
Alt. That's like 120 seconds that they can't use that.
Yeah,
that's
they have
good.
to play on the back end or get trapped.
Yeah. Especially if you have somebody that can take advantage of that. I don't know, like a fucking Baka or something.
Oh, for like a jungler? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just somebody that can get in there and like kill them, stun them and kill them. Arachne, Fenrir.
Even a carry that has like a hard CC, like if an Uller throws an axe at you, you Fury that would save your ass. But if you don't have a Fury, you're fucking probably toast.
What role is Uller considered?
He's a hunter, so he's a carry.
He can be both, right? He can be hunter or assassin, right?
I don't see him played assassin very often, but I mean, I'm sure he could flax.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got speed, he's got range attacks, he's got. I don't know if he's got really good clear, but I mean, he's got an AA.
He's got okay.
AA
clear.
is okay for clear.
Yeah.
If you get the right items, and Golden Blade's pretty good right now. So.
Is it?
Well, yeah. I mean,
I know it was
cleave
good
on any character you want. Cleave on Arachne is broken, dude.
Yes.
Who was I fighting? I can't remember. I think it was it Bakasura or was it Susano? I can't remember. But they were like, oh no, it was a rat. It was a rat. He hadn't upgraded his acorn. He didn't finish. Like he got to tier 2 hasten. He didn't get hasten katana.
Okay.
Right? So instead he got golden blade, and he was keeping up and doing damage with people as they were walking down. It was assault. Okay. So he was walking down the lane, attacking somebody, spinning around them and shit like that, but with basic attacks spinning.
Okay.
Right? Just the golden blade, and he was keeping up with them because the range of golden blade, because it's acts
because it acts as fucking
cleave.
Yeah. Because you're hitting more than what you're hitting.
But he didn't have hasten. He was keeping up with the person like he had hasten because the attack range was so far extended.
Interesting. So it actually works like that.
It does. It's so like he already has a cleave, so he's getting double cleave on his spin, which is actually kind of a brilliant strategy.
Huh.
But it was. I think it was kind of bullshit, to be perfectly honest. I was complaining. I think we still beat them, but like Golden Blade rat acting like a hasten is bullshit to me.
Fuck man, like Golden Blade just creates so many problems.
I know. I hate it when there's like an Arachne and all she builds is fucking the blade tree or whatever, the hasten golden, and then she's just dancing around you with cleave attacks. Fuck you.
You can't do
What's
shit.
the point of playing Nike now?
And she has her own fucking lifesteal too. So I mean, she can build lifesteal, but she doesn't
build
need
lifesteal. You're hitting a cleave, so you're getting multi-procs and all that. Fuck that, dude. It takes away all the benefit of anyone who has a cleave built into their kit. But I mean, whatever.
I like my Arachne. She's one of my mains. The chibi version of it is unfortunately not in the chibi chest, though.
Yeah, that's so weird. I hate it when they do that. Or some of the space ones. It'll be like interstellar chest, and then they'll have a cosmic chest. And I'm like, isn't it the same thing?
just to dilute shit more for everybody. Exactly. Fucking bullshit.
I was going to say, when I was playing on the Switch with you, crossplay, and you were telling me the trick you do with Geb is you level his 2, not his 3.
Yeah.
I started doing that, playing Geb here and there. I don't play him a lot, but now I do that, and I see a world of difference.
Do you think it's better?
Oh, I think it's way better, because the problem I had before was that, like, I was too going on the defensive by leveling up the shield, like in the Conquest, something like that. But really, the trick is the quicker you can clear a wave at early, the more you can be oppressive to the other team. Yeah,
that definitely does make a difference.
So by not leveling 2, I was basically making it more difficult for my hunter to clear early, as opposed to leveling that up. So then I started doing that, and I could see a world of difference, even in team fights. You knock people down.
Because really, like I said, I find the best use of the shield is the Puri.
Yeah, which I agree is a very good use, but I was always thinking like, well, I'm doing it to get them out of a situation and take a hit.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
and which makes sense. Yeah. But the idea of like laning and pushing and team fighting is actually probably more useful, and having a Puri always on hand is then
because
what
like
I'm using it for.
You use it more often. The only thing that I find that I sometimes have to be more careful with his 2 is because I do level that up faster than pretty much everything else.
Yeah.
Try not to get the minion kills because I want to give those to my carry.
Yeah.
And try not to get the player kills. Because I do sometimes take those.
I've gotten to a point with the people that I play with that I'm like, I'll say I'm sorry for taking their kill if it's like a Hades sucking somebody in and it's close. But at the same time, there's been so many times where you don't do that and then they fucking like they team wipe us because he got one kill with a blood forge or some bullshit. And I'm like, nah, not happening anymore. You motherfuckers, you're going down. It's first come, first serve. Doesn't matter how much work you're putting into it.
Well, and I've played with people who have gotten pissed at me for doing it, but they pop all their abilities, and the person's getting away, and so I kill them,
finish the fight,
and they're like, "You fucking stole my kill." I'm like, "You were not getting that fucking kill."
I was guaranteeing a secure. That's what I was doing. You should be saying thank you.
I made us not look like a bitch. Fuck. I don't know. I just really enjoy him. Geb's just. I don't know why. I have a lot of fun with him.
That's fine. I mean, I like certain gods too. I really like Fafnir, but I can't necessarily play him super well. Not as good as I play other Guardians.
Many people can.
But I think he's super meta all the time.
Yeah, is he meta?
Well, I heard recently he is in the June 21st that it is. Right now in the SPL, I've heard that he's meta, but I've always thought he's meta because that coerce, it's like, it's so good when you're in dragon form to give it to your entire team. You can blow through objectives so quickly. Like you can blow through objectives early with a single wave. You like have an opening where you have a full wave and you turn into a dragon, boost you and your hunter, and you just shred a fucking tower early.
Yeah, and I guess while you're turning into dragon, you can eat up a couple shots too.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't think you get more protections for being in dragon.
No, but while you're turning into dragon, aren't you invincible? So like you can go into tower, start turning into dragon.
But you don't take hits. You become untargetable.
Oh, so the tower does target somebody else.
You get into some situations that I've learned you don't do, which is you run in with your hunter and turn into a dragon, but then it just targets the hunter. Because you become untargetable.
I did not know that. Yeah. Okay.
The trade-off is that when you turn back, you're immobile and
you can't
you're available for everyone to fuck you.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of sucks, but it requires strategic play. If it wasn't there, it would be fucking busted.
And you're given an okay amount of time, like knowing.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the timer down anyways, but there's a visual indicator there as well.
Yeah. So it's not too bad, but it's, like the reason why I'm not good with him is just I can't hit those hammers consistently. Like I can, but 80% ain't good enough. You know what I mean?
It just ain't good enough.
No. But otherwise, I love playing Fafnir. That late game, team fights, and objectives, I love Fafnir. But hitting that one in normal form, I can't. It's not my forte. Well, I mean, it's not that I can't do it. It's that I'd rather play Terra and get the combo off guarantee.
Yeah,
I'd rather
I get what you're
Cerberus and guarantee that I'm going to get
Cerberus is a lot of fun.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so many other Guardians that I could play that with just Athena. You know what I mean? Yep. I could do Athena's combo guaranteed way easier. I could even hit Cerberus's line attack with the root easier than probably Fafnir's.
You think so?
For some reason, it's really easy for me to nail. I nail people all the time. Like they'll be on the run and I'll fucking scope them out with Cerberus and I'll hit them. But with Fafnir, I'll have like a straight line, no minions, clear shot, right by their head. Like just total miss.
Maybe I have a harder time with that because I put almost every ability on Instacast. Yeah. Because I hate wasting time.
No, for sure. And I get caught with that sometimes. There is a benefit to each of them, right?
Yeah.
Like how many times like you try to pop something during Kusenbo all on quick cast. Not you, but me. Yeah. And it's like you can't. I mean, you can barely have a window to do it, but you probably have an easier chance doing it on Insta. Yeah,
because like every time you're hit with something, it kicks you out of your ability selection.
And usually there's some things where it's like there's a like Hades 3 where there's a big animation to do something. You don't know how many times I've heard like an alt. Like I'm trying to find a good example, but like one where it has a sound cue first.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the actual doing of the alt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten caught where I've heard the sound cue and then get silenced by like a Ganesh or a Hades or something like that.
Oh.
Or you walk into a Nox bubble and you hear the alt go off, but the alt don't come out and you're like, what the fuck happened to my alt, bro? I mean, it's on it's not on cooldown or anything, but like, what the fuck, dude? I heard the sound cue. That means it came out. Don't give me the sound cue if it didn't come out.
But if you had that like split second faster than it would have like come out a lot, like the sound cue plus the actual alt. Yeah.
I feel like that's got to be netcode.
I mean, maybe.
I feel like that's got to be the delay. It's like the game's like giving you the sound cue to tell you it's doing it, but it still needs to go to the servers and come back, and then in that time you got silence.
Yes,
which is bullshit. But whatever. It's
well, as long as it doesn't get rid of your ability.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
like
the annoying part.
Doesn't put it on cooldown, which it can sometimes do.
Yeah, like Jormungandr had that when he first came out.
Oh, did he?
If like for example, if Kumbhakarna silenced you or yawned you out of your tube while you were doing the warming bit, it would put you on cooldown. Now I think it just
you still get cooldown, but not for as long. Or
no, like it doesn't put it on cooldown.
Oh,
like the ability doesn't
I get
go
what you're saying.
on cooldown
because it takes like 2 seconds to activate or whatever.
It doesn't go on cooldown. I think until the ability hits.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's the
Thank
thing.
God, because that is fucking bullshit.
It's really annoying, just constantly outplayed because of a fucking ability animation. Like it's bad enough that happens with Hades, but at least with Hades, there's a reason for it. Because if I hit you with 6 minions that are blighted, you're gonna fucking explode. Like I can kind of make the rationale.
Strong combo.
It is a really good, but it's a hard commit combo.
It is, yeah. You really, and you have to do things in kind of the right order.
Exactly.
It's not as easy as Athena's combo.
No, not nearly. So I mean, risk reward, right?
Yeah. Apparently, we've turned into a Smite podcast.
Well, you asked me what I've been doing, and all I do is work, play Smite and Rainbow Six Siege right now. And honestly, I don't think anyone wants to hear about work.
I'll figure out a different way to introduce the podcast in the future. Then.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. When I do more interesting things, I'll let you know.
Okay.
What about you? How about that? Let's shift gears. What have you been up to?
I've just been fucking working a lot as per usual. Nothing special. Like I
figure that's pretty much it too.
Yeah, I still miss my trip to Mexico, and I kind of want to go again, but my parents told me they wanted to plan a trip to Mexico, and I was like, no, I don't want to go with you guys.
That's probably a good call.
Yeah, because like fuck, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to like drink like at all if I was with them or anything. Really? Yeah, and like when I went,
they don't drink at all, or anything?
They don't drink. They don't fucking touch it. Yeah. And when I went to Mexico, I was just drinking almost, I wouldn't say nonstop, but I was drinking a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of the whole point of being on vacation and in Mexico and in a resort and being pampered and whatnot.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like, there's no point if you're just going to be in the hotel room playing video games, chilling out the whole time.
Yeah, and I got you and Mel a gift, and I keep forgetting to bring it.
Smooth. I'll try to remind you for next time.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing big, but fucking, I got you guys something from Mexico.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I just miss it. I just miss the fucking, I don't know, doing whatever you want. Almost. Sounds a little controlling
that's
sometimes.
Vacation.
Yeah. Fuck. But other than that, I haven't done very much. So, I mean, I just watch a bunch of YouTube videos and,
Have you been playing more Splitgate at all?
No, I played a couple rounds of it because it's nice and easy to get into. Okay. You just go into the server and just start playing. It's, like old school FPS, right? Like you just get into it. It's not like
a battle royale where you all have to queue up for the match and then play the whole match through. It's like, oh, this guy DC'd, who cares? There's an open spot now, someone jumps in.
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
that's cool. How, like, if you were to play a game from the beginning of the match in a lobby all the way to the end, how long are matches roughly?
How long are they? I actually can't remember. I want to say it's something like 7 to 8 minutes.
Okay, so they're quite fast, like tournament rounds.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Like it's not too long,
but it's high octane, so it feels like it's
pretty high octane. So despite that, the whole movement system with the whole portal thing, I still feel like back when I was playing like Unreal Tournament 2K4, like that was still faster.
No, okay.
And I think it's just because of the way the characters move.
Yeah.
Like in this, it's Halo style.
There's weight.
There's weight. That's a good way to put it. Whereas in Unreal Tournament and like
gliding all over the place.
Yeah, it's like
it's freedom of movement. It's like the minute that you push the right button, you're moving right. There's no hesitation.
And there's like
turning.
Air dodging, or there's double jumps. You could double jump to the right, double jump to the left, or jump off walls and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I actually still kind of miss that kind of shit. I wish there would be something like that along with portals
and guns. Yeah,
because like I do prefer the Unreal Tournament combat style or movement style a little bit more, which is why when they released their most recent version, Unreal 3, which was a while ago, I was so pissed off because they added weight to the characters.
Oh, okay.
And they were going to release Unreal Tournament 2018, but it's Epic, and then Fortnite got popular, and they dropped it off pretty much. Yeah, so that happened, which kind of pissed me off too. because like the 2018 one, I played like the beta of it, and it was like returned to form. It was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think they might release it in the next little while with the Epic Games Store coming out?
Maybe they. So the good thing is they released enough of it that the fans can kind of fill in the gaps.
Okay.
But the community's fairly small, so you know it might take a little while before that'll happen.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But I mean, it's something at least.
Yeah.
Because it's not completely dead in the water and just being scrapped.
Yeah, just not completely dead in the water. Which I guess is something.
Do you want to get into some news articles that you brought?
Yeah, I do want to get into some news articles.
I don't know anything about what you brought. So
yeah.
It's all fresh for me.
I told you that I wanted to... So this is going to be more political based, just so everyone knows.
As I was telling the people that I was telling about this podcast that you were trying to steer away from political stuff is what you told me.
No, I want to do politics.
You do?
Yeah.
Because I remember when
it's the nerd stuff that I want to steer away from, which we did a lot of this episode.
But, I don't know what you want from this podcast, Ken, because I swear to God that we had the whole thing about abortion and then you told me that you didn't want to
the abortion topic was a little heavy, but I don't mind politics.
Oh, okay. Well, then I misread that. But I swear you said that you wanted to keep it kind of light and
I just
more
want to make it a comedy
based.
podcast, but
okay.
I wouldn't mind talking about politics.
Okay, well, that's fine.
We can talk about abortion again if you want.
No, it's not that I was wanting to or that it was a hot topic for me to have to talk about. It just was current in the events.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just that, I just want kids to die, and I don't want women to not choose that option.
You want?
I want to be able to control
no child
women's...
left behind, but yes. No woman left without a melon baller.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to make sure we control women's bodies and kill kids. Okay. I
covering all your bases.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so like I said, originally my plan was to read 3 titles to you and have you guess which one is the fake one.
Okay.
But I feel like with these 3, you're going to guess pretty easily.
I mean, we could still do it if you want to.
Okay,
it's up to you.
Okay. So...
Everyone can play along.
The first one is The Bizarre Jussie Smollett Case Takes Yet Another Strange Twist.
Okay.
Alright, that's the title of that one. We'll put that aside. Conservative trolls are appropriating LGBTQ culture and it needs to stop. That's the second one.
Okay.
And Facebook co-founder Libra. So basically, Facebook is starting their own Bitcoin thing.
Oh, okay.
Libra currency.
And so out of those 3,
yeah,
I gotta guess which one's the fake one.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Those all sound kind of pretty viable. I mean, Jussie Smollett's thing has kind of been thrown underneath the rug, kind of disappeared. So I have a hard time believing that there's another thing that is developed that's beyond what's already happened.
Okay.
Unless it's an actual thing where he's actually being convicted of something. It could be. I'm just going through the motions.
A lot of people were pissed off.
Yeah. Then the appropriation thing, that seems very trolly, like something that someone would actually do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's possible.
So I could see that as well.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Trump did hold the LGBT flag like 3 or 4 weeks ago or something like that.
Was he was holding it in his hands?
Yeah, I can't remember the details of it, but it was something along the lines of he's just like, I am for gay pride or something like that.
Yeah. And then Facebook making its own like digital currency. I mean, when you have that much money and your Facebook thing is starting to die off social media wise,
it seems like
a thing like, let's diversify in what's better than money.
Yes.
I'm gonna say the first one. I'm gonna say Jussie Smollett. Bizarre Turn.
That's the one I thought you were gonna guess easily. No, that one is real.
That's real? Okay.
Yeah. So
what's the update on that then?
So I basically skimmed it. People are just basically like, what's her name? Something Miss Fox, Kim Fox, the attorney, or the appointed attorney, and what she was supposed to do was appoint a prosecutor, to review the case. Well, and apparently what she did was she appointed like a shitty ass like brand new prosecutor who then dropped the case.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't read through it in too much detail, but it's something along the lines of because the case was never looked at by the court to begin with, they can put him they can accuse him of the same crimes, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I might be a little bit off here, but it's along those lines, because normally, like, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't be charged with the same crime twice.
Yeah, normally you can't be charged with the same crime twice, but there's some, because of all the fishy shit that went on here, they're allowing it, and the city is now appointing a special attorney, which is something that's incredibly rare.
It's almost never done. Outside of state person.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's like internal investigations where you bring a cop from a different place.
To
investigate because your station's too fucking.
There's a lot of fucking shit going on, so they're bringing somebody else in.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's essentially what's happening. So he's gonna be reaccused for the same crimes, possibly more, because I remember the FBI also investigating him for stuff.
Okay.
Because he sent mail to himself with, like, I don't know, some kind of anthrax or something.
No, it was like wasn't like a hate message. Oh, maybe it was.
No, I think there was.
I think you're living in 2001 if you're thinking anthrax.
Okay, but I think there was some kind of poison in there or something.
Yeah, it was like a white substance, but
that might have been it. Yeah, maybe it was nothing then. But because
I do remember something like that.
Because he put something chemical in the mail, I guess the FBI has to investigate it, and that in itself might be some kind of fraud or whatever.
Him sending fake hate mail to himself, I'm sure, is a crime in itself.
Yeah. So that's essentially what's happening here. There was some stuff saying that he was gonna be put on his show again.
Oh,
because because he was let go or whatever.
Yeah.
But apparently that was never going to happen. He wasn't being put back on the show.
Oh, okay.
And
I didn't think they were gonna backpedal that hard that quickly. Like.
Yeah, I didn't think so too.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of weird, especially since, like, even the way he was let go was still really fucking fishy.
Yeah, I'd be more inclined to think that if he gets away with all of this in like a few years, he'll get an Empire spin-off show about his character doing his own thing in a new city. You know what I mean?
They'll just call it Gay Tupac.
Gay Tupac, yeah.
Now, like I always said, like, if I were Jussie Smollett, or if I could have guided him somehow, I would have told him to hire white guys to attack him.
That would have been the smart thing.
That would have been the smart thing to do. Because, like, even if everything happened the same, the general public, or at least the dumb people, would think that's just all a government conspiracy to fucking put this guy in jail, you know?
Yeah.
All he had to do was hire white people. And some people were just like, who could you get to do it? But I'm sure 4chan has tons of volunteers.
Well, yeah. I'm sure there's enough people in the world that you could find two people who were dumb and hated black people and wanted money.
Yeah.
That's a pretty easy group.
He might have taken a bit more of a beating, but I think it would have been worth it.
Yeah, but then they would have sold it a little better,
too.
They probably wouldn't have let him go home with a Subway sandwich.
And a noose?
Yeah. They would have been like, nah, man, come on. Why the fuck would I send you home with a noose if I was going to beat the shit out of you? Why would I give you anything? If anything, I'm going to send you the thing naked.
That would have worked.
Yeah.
So, that's the Jussie Smollett case. And apparently, so I don't know if this is confirmed yet, but the show The Empire is along the lines of getting canceled.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it already kind of like towards the end of the series? Or?
No, I think this has a large part to do with
sucks.
it. It's just got a lot of bad blood with it.
He's only like a character in the show. He's not even the main two characters.
Is he not? I don't know anything about the show.
It's like Terrence Howard and, oh god, I'm going to blank on her name. What's her name? Oh my god. We watched that Hot Ones of her, remember?
I know who you're talking about. Fuck, but I don't know her name.
Taraji
whatever,
Henson.
Some bitch.
Anyways, no, I'm pretty sure that's her name. And Terrence Howard, who is Rhodes in the first Iron Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They're like the main two, and they like. Oh, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, because I haven't actually watched it. They own the record label.
Fuck, he's got to be the most famous person on that show then.
Yeah, probably Terrence Howard.
Yeah,
he's been in a lot of movies, so yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like this has brought a lot of like bad publicity to the show.
Yeah, but there is no such thing as bad publicity, as well as the fact that they fired him.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I had not even heard about the show until the whole Jussie Smollett incident.
Oh, I had, but
and like now I just think as the show as like the show that had that guy. On? Yeah. The
show that had gay Tupac.
The show that had gay Tupac on.
Okay.
Yeah. Or gay Hitler.
No, it's gay Tupac.
Okay. Yeah, so the show that had gay Tupac. All right. So the fake story
was it number 2?
Which one?
That would have been my next guess. Was number 2 because it's like it's not serious enough to be taken seriously, but it's like just dumb enough that it could be true.
I thought you would guess it because the Facebook creating its own cryptocurrency and the Jussie Smollett one are more like events, right?
I suppose.
And then conservative trolls are appropriating LGBT.
It's more of an opinion.
Okay, but I did kind of lie about the title of this one. I did hide a little bit of it because I thought it was even more of a giveaway. So if you read it, it's more than just LGBTQ.
All right, I'm gonna read this. It might take me a couple of tries. I don't read a lot of things out loud anymore, but this is the title of the second article that he was talking about. Conservative trolls are appropriating LGBTQIAP plus culture, and it needs to stop.
Yeah. So, I felt like if I read all those letters, you would just like point out to that one. Like, that's the fucking fake one.
I would also add, like, if you're going to have it where it's like a bunch of letters, I'd be like LGBTQAIP LMNOP.
Okay.
Like something really obvious at the end, so you just know that it's total horseshit. Then I guess that would give it away more.
Okay. I haven't even read through this one. It was like a fake article. Obama didn't legalize gay marriage, so it could be used by conservative trolls. Yeah. I got this one from a website called NPC Daily that I read sometimes.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of that.
Not where I actually recognize the name NPC.
Okay. I assume you know what the
I know the gaming term.
Well, the gaming term, but do you know like the political, quote unquote, political term NPC?
Is it nonpartisan?
No. But I mean like the trolley term NPC. No. So there was this like little, I want to say this started about a year ago, where basically like SJWs were all being called NPCs because they all seem to think like the same way. Like they don't want you to deviate from like their way of thinking, you know, like they're very robotic about it. So like they're referred to as NPCs.
Okay.
There was this like giant billboard of Bill Maher.
Yeah.
That somebody put like a picture like I can't describe the picture, but if I showed you the face, you would know it. But it's basically like a robot face on top of Bill Maher.
Okay.
And they called it NPC. I forgot what Bill Maher's show is called. Is it just Live with Bill Maher or something?
No, it's Real Time.
Real Time?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember what they changed, but they also changed the title to like NPC Time with Bill Maher or something like that. Yeah. So somebody actually went onto the billboard and like set all this fucking shit up. Yeah. It's fucking hilarious. And apparently that guy was like, a cop did talk to that guy while he was up there.
Yeah.
And he just like, he just made some bullshit story about why he was there, like cleaning it or something. I don't know.
It's my freedom of speech. I'm protesting.
Well, the cop was apparently there before he started getting to work with everything, so didn't notice anything. Yeah. Yeah, so Bill Maher got pissed off at it, but
I was going to ask what his opinion was, because let's see if he could take a joke or not. But
yeah, it was he was just kind of pissed off at it. But like fucking Bill Maher, he's gotten better lately, but he's still kind of an NPC. Like he still holds a lot of like SJW. Well, he kowtows to the SJWs a lot.
It does seem like that.
Yeah,
I think I'm not assuming. Okay, I say I'm assuming, but I don't watch a lot of his stuff. But I have a feeling it's a lot of like not trying to rock the boat.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But and then it comes across as being like just super agreeable. And I agree. Recently, he has seemingly done a little better with being more opinionated in his old way and being snarky as opposed to just saying what it's going to get him claps. Because
like it's Bill Maher, like, you know, he's the kind of guy that you go to say the opinion even if it doesn't like resonate with the public.
Yeah, exactly. But, or at least to have a discussion where he can be sarcastic at you or what his version of realistic is.
And I'm sure, you know, it's not just him. There's probably like producers just being like, Bill, you know, you gotta say these things or we're going to cancel your show.
You know, I feel like a big thing that probably led to that kind of him doing the towing the line shit was when he said house nigga.
Oh, did he?
Remember
I don't know this one. Yeah.
Yeah, he said, I can't remember the exact context, but he was talking about his like political affiliation, how he's a house nigger.
Okay.
Right? But then there's the like kind of slavery term of like the
that
slave
didn't
that lives
even
in the
clue
house,
into me.
right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of got that thing, and then like the next episode he had Ice Cube, and Ice Cube like gave him like a
I do remember.
Gave him shit for it, like in a fairly nice way. He didn't come at him super hard, but he was kind of like giving him shit for saying it. And it's like, well, whatever. It's his fucking show. It's his fucking jokes. If he was doing stand-up, he'd get away with it. Or maybe he'd have a better chance of getting away with it. But I don't know.
Fucking, like, I don't know.
It was a joke. People making about himself. People
are so sensitive to that word that they're mad at Chris Rock's interview from, like, a year ago where he said, what's his name? Jerry Seinfeld. Was it Jerry Seinfeld?
It was one of something like
that. Some white dude, whatever, famous white dude comedian. He said that person was allowed to say the word, and people got mad at Chris Rock for saying that.
Yeah, which again, it's like I don't know. It just seems. Well, I can be appreciative of someone's feelings about how they feel about the word. I don't feel like giving it more power, as I've gone over this before. It's my Voldemort logic. It's like the he who shall now be named, and this fucking like 10-year-old kid's going around telling everybody. It's like, that's a stupid idea. Why are you afraid of a dude who's not around? Why are you too afraid to say his name?
Yeah. And who won? Harry Potter won.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm not saying that we should just shout at the top of our lungs. I'm just saying we shouldn't be afraid and so like boxed in to not say it. But I mean, there's a certain level of being self-aware where you are in your situation, who you're with, and stuff like that. Like, it's not something I'm shouting at the top of my lungs, but I don't want to be told that I can't say it, because that's just it makes me want to say it more.
That's funny, because you're fine with saying it, but I'm not, because I don't want to deal with that uphill battle. But I think that the people who like are sensitive to it are just fucking morons.
Well, yeah, but that's the problem. That's why most people just don't bother, are like standing by their moral value if they feel the same way that I do. I just feel that I'm honest with myself enough to know that I'm not racist.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That I know that just because I say a word, it doesn't make me inherently racist.
The people that are mad at you are the racist ones.
In their own way, yeah. But I mean, like, that, I'm just saying from my opinion, right? Other people don't want to have that fight like yourself.
Yeah, I'm lazy.
That's unnecessary.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm like, well, I'm not defending a point that I'm standing on. This is just who I am.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that saying the N-word is part of my being that I need to. I'm just saying that it's part of my being that I'm not inherently racist to black people, and that I feel like
if you say the word, you're not racist, because you're already not racist. You got to
do a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to call someone a Nazi when they're walking down the streets during Pride with the armbands dressed as Nazis, and there's another thing of saying someone wants to have abortion illegal and then calling them a Nazi. It's like, we're talking about two different things here that are drastically different.
Yes.
One is very obvious in action, and the other one is your perception of someone's actions. You know what I mean? As opposed to their actual actions.
You're talking about the Nazi? Or
just
you're talking
the
about
idea of calling someone an alt-right or Nazi based on the fact that they're on a political spectrum that leans towards that way. Just because someone is on the right doesn't automatically make them fascist.
I also think that it's, I don't know if I want to use the word dangerous. I was about to say dangerous, but I think it hurts your side when you use hyperbolic terms like that against the other side.
Yeah, but to be fair, don't forget, we came from an age when we were calling feminists feminazis, and that was before they got super crazy.
Fair enough. I hate calling them that.
Yeah, but I mean, then again, that we've aged and we've gotten older to be smart enough to know that, like, well, now I don't feel like calling them feminazis, because now it's not so much more of a joke as it is back in the day when we were feeling like everything was pretty chill back in 2005.
I just want to reserve that word for the actual feminazis.
Exactly.
Because I want to hold that word because I want it to have power.
Like sweet honey.
Yes.
I want it to be meaningful.
I want it to be meaningful, right? Yeah, that's exactly it. I don't want to just use it like blanket for feminism, you know?
Yeah, I can feel that.
It's also kind of, no, because I just hate this in general. I hate it when, like, you see videos where it's just like Ben Shapiro destroys person. I'm like, fucking hell, like, you are making Ben Shapiro look like an idiot when you make that video.
Just let the video and what he's saying speak for itself.
Yeah.
But I guess the thing is, though, they are playing in like a market where with YouTube you have to have those hot take things like, I don't know, I've seen it a lot, and I've watched a lot of people on YouTube who talk about it, where it's like you have to have those clickbaity type of headlines.
Yeah, you pretty much do.
But I don't know, I just feel like you don't. There's so many people out there watching stuff that are part of communities that you don't really need to anymore, but you're always trying to gain more community.
Those people themselves don't do it. So like Ben Shapiro, I don't think labels his videos as I destroy.
Actually, wait, hold on. I'm gonna double check that because I swear I remember seeing on one of his channels that like the clips, the clips are labeled like that, but his actual like his like interviews and stuff like that, like the full segments aren't like that. But
maybe.
But the clips a lot of the time are. But
and he's usually pretty nice to the people he talks with. I know he's mentioned that he's like offered them coffee and stuff before. It's just like, look, you seem a little bit distraught. Do you want to like just talk about this in private at a later date or something?
Yeah, because he's not completely like an asshole. Like yes, he has things that he believes that are like very rigid, but that doesn't mean that he's inherently an asshole. Like he can, it's an easy pull, but like him being friends with Dave Rubin, it's like technically he doesn't agree with gay marriage.
No, he said he wouldn't go to Dave's wedding if he had one.
Which I think is kind of like, okay, dude, you can go to the wedding. Just because you're there doesn't mean that you're fucking putting in legislation for gays to get married.
He's like
but
the Jewish Jew that ever Jewed in Jewville.
I don't think so, but I think he's pretty close.
If Hitler was alive right now, Ben Shapiro would be target number. I don't know if he'd be number one because he's a Nazi as well. But
yeah, of course. Jeez, here we go. Let's see if highlights.
So
it is on his channel. There's a lot of them. Yeah.
Where he says, "Oh my God, oh so Ben,
but then again,
moron.
Don't forget he's a Jew, so he's doing it for the marketing.
Okay,
you know what I mean. He knows what he needs to do to get the dollars. So I can appreciate the hustle a little bit, but at the same time, I do think it's a tad unnecessary. But you know, YouTube is what it is.
I prefer watching Jordan Peterson debate with people.
I do too. I mean. I kind of agree. Sorry, I like watching all of them because they all have their different ways of talking to people. But I've made this comment to you before, and even today, where it's like sometimes Jordan Peterson has a hard time getting to the point.
Yes,
even though he's talking about some pretty like intense things, or like he's going down a thought pattern that's making you think. But then we have to come back to the point that he was asked a question at some point.
Yes.
We wanted the answer to that, not a hypothetical question of the answer of the question itself.
And my problem with Ben Shapiro is that he sometimes like wins debates by just talking. Like it's hard to figure out what Ben is getting at sometimes because he talks so fast. So he has a lot of information coming at you at a really short amount of time. And it can be a little bit more difficult to the people he's talking with to process all of that.
To be a retort back.
Yeah, the way I would like to watch a debate is for both people to have ample time to be able to respond at their best, you know? Like I don't want to see someone just outright lose. I want them to I want them to be able
back
to
and
think.
forth. Yeah. You should watch the Monk debates. Do you ever
I've
seen that?
never even heard of that.
It's like I don't know if it's specifically Canadian, but it's put on by a guy who I think he was I don't know. I'm talking to my ass right now, but there's this old dude who died recently, and his name was Monk, and he has these debates with these people from across the world of different political things. He's had political like leaders on, like guys from Canada or like America and stuff like that, and then they sit on two different sides. There's one from like last year that it was
so he passed away recently.
Yeah, it was recently, like last year I think he passed away, but before that he was the host, and it was his whole like organization that was putting it on. But he had one that was they debate a specific topic, which is in the form of a question, kind of like Jeopardy. And it's like political correctness is a positive or a negative, and I'm just simplifying the question, but it's take that premise, right? And it's two people on either side. I'm sure you saw some highlights from it, but it's Jordan Peterson and Stephen Fry on the side against political correctness, and then it's this reporter that I can't remember her name, and this black pastor who is debating for political correctness and in favor of the concept. And that's the one where it was the black pastor who invited Jordan Peterson to a church to come meet black people because he thinks that he's a racist and stuff like that, even though Jordan Peterson's part of like a native tribe in Canada, like an honorary member.
He's an honorary member, yeah,
and stuff like that, and he's not inherently racist. He just has conservative values that in the political spectrum look. They're not actually racist. Just dumb people think they're racist. Exactly, right, or simplistic people who don't know how to take someone's full character.
I prefer to use sharp language.
Well, that's fine. I also like to say nigger, so that's fine. We all have our sharpness.
Fair enough, yes.
But,
okay, I've never heard of that.
That was a pretty good debate, and it was funny to watch Stephen Fry because of the end question that the host was giving was like, what do you think that people will look back on this debate and take away from it in the future? And Stephen Fry's like, I think they'll ask themselves why we didn't talk about political correctness entire debate.
Because did they not?
No, because of Jordan Peterson being on it, the other two people were basically just disagreeing with Jordan Peterson as a person, as an ideological, as a philosopher type scenario.
Oh my god!
Right? Rather than actually debating like political correctness, like they were debating political correctness in the view of Jordan Peterson and his view on political correctness, rather than actually furthering their point.
Yeah.
And Stephen Fry was kind of just like he started like solid, and then he started realizing that they were just basically coming after Jordan Peterson, and was like did his thing. But by the end you could tell he was just like, he wasn't like I tap or anything, like he was being a good sport about it, but I think that was his like comedic way of like, yo, what did we just do for like an hour and a half? You know what I mean? We talked about stuff, but did we talk about the topic at hand?
That's funny.
Not really. We didn't really come to a resolution of any kind.
I thought I mean, technically, I guess I'm right, but I thought you were going to say something like this was because Jordan Peterson can't get to the point.
Well, I will say, going back to that thing, I did say that he can't get to the point. He does do that thing where you get to talk for a little while to the audience about the topic in a particular fashion, and he does this thing where he takes the question, takes a bit of it, says, well, what about this particular part of the moral dilemma of this question and stuff like that, and takes off and talks about it, which is totally valid, but it is going off in a tangent. It doesn't really go to the maybe always the question that's being asked at hand, and perhaps he talks like I am right now, talks for too long that you don't even remember what the question was at the beginning. So
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Answer, right?
I mean, like that, because that's basically what happened with the Sam Harris debate, the first one with Jordan Peterson.
Right? Yeah.
They couldn't get past definitions.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how long it was, like 2 hours or something.
It was something like that.
Yeah, and they just couldn't get past definitions.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like you're gonna hit brick walls like that in a debate with someone that you're trying to be on the opposition with to any degree. But I do agree that like that's two guys who are like, let's talk about the hard facts, but one's like moral hard facts and one's like scientific provable hard facts, and then they're clashing
and they're both like probably like
they're both correct in their own ideas, but like
I was gonna say they're both just really smart.
They're both really smart, and they're both correct in their own ways, and they're trying to find a middle ground from where they can both then agree upon and then branch off into conversation. But even finding the middle ground, it becomes so like refined that you're standing on a pinpoint and like trying to go launch yourself off from that.
They gotta find that needle in the haystack first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they just couldn't do it after 2 hours.
If you like debates and stuff like that, and they have a wide range of people, it's not just Jordan Peterson type people and stuff like that, but like there was I can't remember what political party he was. I think he was, oh god, I can't remember. He's a Canadian politician, and he's like either conservative or a liberal or NDP or something like that, but he was on there debating one time on a particular topic. I can't remember what it was because it wasn't a standout.
Okay.
But they always do these kind of like intellectual debates with people that are fairly well known as being intellectuals, or
just
educated.
Basically people who are are educated with what they know.
So like I said, one of them was a reporter. You can be a really good reporter and be educated and stuff like that.
Of course.
You don't have to be Jordan Peterson, like PhD any bullshit, and then that's the only reason why you're allowed to talk. So.
Just a lot of reporters now are dumb.
Well, I think it's because journalism is taking a fucking nosedive in integrity, because people think that just because you are in the field of journalism that you already have integrity built in. It's like, no, keeping yourself unbiased and by having a level of standards is what keeps you a journalist and having journalistic standards.
And I mean, like, no one is ever going to be totally unbiased, but as long as you like acknowledge that kind of stuff.
Or keep your opinions mostly to an opinion piece. As opposed to when you're reporting on a particular event and you're painting it in a light that is favorable to your perspective.
Like if you're going to write an article about Donald Trump and you start with like the evil Nazi Donald Trump, you've already fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, how do I know that you're not just going to paint everything in a negative light? Like, I know he's probably a dumbass, but that doesn't mean like even in his dumb stupidity, I'm sure he's done at least something right. You know?
Well, like it's just like I was mentioning earlier when I was talking about the fake article about the appropriating LGBTQ culture. There was that time a couple weeks ago when I guess it was during Pride Parade. That makes sense. When Trump was like promoting gay pride, and people were talking about how promoting gay pride is a racist tactic. He's just using that to gain favor with some of minorities, the LGBT minorities,
the ones that are willing to accept that,
to fight against the black people. Like, that's how they perceived him being pro LGBT as being.
Yeah,
it's like you have to read really fucking hard to get to that level.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, again, if you put all the pieces on the table, you can kind of start like seeing stuff that might make sense. Make that
it makes sense. It's a strategy,
but it's
of
a
course.
very hard stretch.
Yeah, I don't think that's what's happening. Yeah,
I think he's just doing it because he's a politician and he wants as many followers and supporters as possible.
A far more likely
it's way
scenario.
Easier.
Yeah,
like humans are very simplistic in their nature. It's like, what do I want? I gotta get reelected soon. Well, let's get as many gay people to vote for me as possible. Because even if it's 10, that's 10 less Democratic votes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, that's all
exactly
it is. It's very simplistic. I highly doubt that there's some meta plot that he's getting like the enemy of my enemy is my enemy's enemy fucking bullshit where he's trying to get gays to hate black people all of a sudden. Like, that's going to fucking work in the first place.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, the only thing I can say towards that argument that might be correct about him trying to gain favor with gay people to make them hate black people, which I think is a little out there, is the fact that he wasn't allowing the embassies to fly the pride flag during Pride Month.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
He like just straight up banned it. He said no.
Okay.
But I think the idea was that they were going to lower the American flag to raise the pride flag. I think that's, again, it's the perception of things. I don't know this for sure, but I know that Americans take the flag to heart. Yeah. So even having the American flag down and something on its flagpole, it's like, you don't take America's flagpole from it. You know what I mean? That kind of bullshit. I could see that being much more likely than him being like, fuck the gays.
I just don't think, like, Trump, this might sound kind of weird, but that guy has a lot going on right now, and I don't think he has enough time to be racist. Like, he doesn't have enough time to hate black people. He has more important things to worry about, you know?
You know how he's like, he had MAGA before? His new campaign slogan should be, too busy to be racist.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like,
I love black people. I'm not racist at all. I'm too busy to be racist.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. Like, I feel like when you have so much time on your hands, or when you have so little time on your hands, like, hating a group of people, like, fucking, I'll deal with that shit later, you know?
I guess that kind of makes sense because
I gotta fucking run a country here.
The stereotype that, like, white supremacists are like hillbilly hicks and sit around and bang their cousins and stuff like that.
Exactly. They got nothing better to do.
That's the narrative that no one really goes along with it. That makes a lot of sense. You got a lot of free time. You're just sitting around thinking about hating black people all the time. That's funny, actually, that you bring that up, because I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast. I actually caught one recently. It was really good. It's this lady named Miss Pat.
Okay.
She's a comedian, and she was talking about specifically black men, but I think this would kind of stretch out to any race. But she was saying that, like, if a man has no teeth and can't read, he fucks real good, and he's got a huge dick because he has got no time to do anything better than be fucking all the time because he's not reading, he's not brushing his teeth. But if a man has good teeth, like if a black man has good teeth and he can read, he's gonna be worse in bed than the guy that has no teeth.
That's some
he's too
wisdom
busy,
there.
like, being educated.
And like that's funny.
That was fucking hilarious.
That's good. I like that. That's some real wisdom there.
And then I was talking to my friend when I was hanging out with her last night, and she kind of said the same thing, where like her first boyfriend was like, not a greaseball, but like he's kind of deteriorated into being a piece of shit over the years, that she doesn't talk to him, but she said the sex is amazing and stuff like that. I'm like, well, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, like he wasn't he didn't fully have no teeth, but he was going that direction.
Yeah.
So
he was headed there.
On that
where he had nothing better to do but fuck all the time.
But he got the sex down. That's the key point. Right? So, and then from
that's
there,
hilarious.
you go to shit, and he still has the dick to lean on.
Yeah, that's all that matters at the end.
Exactly. Yeah.
You actually remind me. I wish I'd gotten this article. Fuck, now that I think about it, because you mentioned the thing about the flag. Apparently there's this thing where they're trying to make burning the flag in the States illegal.
Yeah, that's been for a while.
Oh well, I thought it was just frowned upon.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is frowned upon, but I mean, like, the conversation and people burning the flag, and then the discussion has been happening a lot more in the last, like, a few years. Yeah.
Now, a lot of the conservatives think that it should be illegal. I am of a different opinion. This is probably one of the times where I'm going to go with the SJWs here.
Yeah.
Fucking burning the flag should be totally fine. As long as the burning itself is, like, done safely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, I don't fucking care. It's a flag. These people talk
about... fabric.
Yeah, these people talk about, like, freedom of speech and, like, and all this fucking shit, and then fucking burning a flag is what gets them going. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like,
and again, if you want to stretch it out, the like people who agree with freedom of speech, and then they're like, well, the racists can burn crosses and shit like that. It's like, what's the difference between that and burning a flag? Fuck it.
Yeah.
It's a piece of fabric. Yeah. Like, I understand it's a statement that people are saying, but it's like,
but don't fucking put a cross in somebody else's yard and burn that. That's fucking wrong.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like you're stretching it out. I'm sure there's another flag that you can put up after that flag gets burned. I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the end of flags. We're not living in the 1700s anymore. I'm sure there's more flags.
There's tons of flags.
It's not being hand sewn by your grandmother.
Yeah, it's being hand sewn by Chinese children.
That's true. No, wait, sorry, there's tariffs. They're not doing it in China anymore. They're going to go to Madagascar.
Okay, right. Yeah, they're going to go over there.
Please.
Yeah, fuck. I don't know. It kind of pisses me off when people are just like, oh, I'm so pro free speech. But can't burn the flag, though.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that because Shu just put out a video recently. I don't know if you watched it. It was about how in Arthur recently Mr. Ratburn.
Oh, yeah, the gay wedding.
Gay wedding and stuff like that.
I was offended by that.
You were?
Well, I'll explain. I'm a joke. I'll explain the joke.
There's this guy, one angry nerd or something like that, and he had like a Twitter spat with her because he was going off on how like this is the subversive nature of the SJWs and the woke feminists like slowly. Sorry, not woke feminists, just like woke people like intruding on stuff for the sacred for our children and shit like that, and then. He's like, it should be banned and censored. And apparently in the early 2000s, they had like a thing where one of the kids' parents had like lesbian letters.
Oh,
like
really?
His mother had like lesbian letters from somebody, and they like censored that episode or took that
I had no idea about that.
I didn't know about it either because I don't follow Arthur very much. And then I think this episode in particular got axed in a certain...
In one state, I believe,
like that. But she was making the argument, and it's like, you talk about how censorship is bullshit, but you're totally fine with censorship of this. Don't you find that a little hypocritical? And his response is very like basic and not at all.
It's okay for me to censor.
Kind of bullshit. Yeah, like whatever thing. It was not a very good argument. It was very like juvenile in its attempt to defend his position. But
Mr. Rat isn't fucking like taking it in the ass on TV or anything. It's just a fucking wedding. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was offended because they were showing marriage on TV. That shit needs to be banned in general, okay?
No.
There's no more marriage.
They have they earned it with Arthur. They had divorce in it too, apparently.
Okay. Divorce is fine. I'm cool with that. Okay.
Yeah, but you can't have an egg without a chicken. You gotta have
if characters are already married and they get a divorce, that's fine. Okay.
Well, how about a gay divorce? Because then we have true equality.
That's fine. Gay divorce. In fact, I'm even more in favor of that.
No, but then we have to have the marriage too, because we have to realize that gay people are just as equal and unhappy as everybody else. That even marriage doesn't satisfy them, and they also want divorces.
Fuck, I don't know. I'm just offended by marriage on TV. Okay,
that's fine.
I see people getting married on TV, and I want to throw up. All right, it's against my morals.
Well, that's why you shouldn't watch TV in the first place. Watch Netflix.
I barely watch that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I want to get to my last article.
Okay, cool.
So Facebook co-founder Libra currency could give firms excess power. So basically, Facebook is starting their own cryptocurrency called Libra.
Okay.
The idea is that what is it? 27 other corporations are joining in. I believe they're paying $10 million each to join in. Okay. And some of the companies are MasterCard, PayPal, Uber, and Vodafone. I don't know what Vodafone is. I think it has something to do with telecommunications in the United States, but I'm not certain.
Yeah, it doesn't sound familiar to me either.
Yeah. I believe Visa is part of it too, but this is
they don't have any association with cryptos at all, right? Like MasterCard and Visa don't?
As far as I know.
So it's interesting that they're pairing up. Like, they're not doing it themselves. They're pairing up with Facebook. They're like, they're letting Facebook be the fall guy while they like pump money into the
pretty much. But I mean, it's kind of dangerous because like, let's say you do something, because we kind of already know Facebook is willing to not take money to further their own political stance.
Yeah, okay.
So let's say you have, this would be something like 10, 20 years down the future. You work for a company and they only pay in the Facebook currency because for whatever reason it's the easiest way.
But okay.
Well, I mean, I feel
like the idea that the government is going to allow companies to pay people in cryptocurrencies, I think is a long ways away.
No, I feel like if a company wants to pay in cryptocurrency, that should be fine.
I don't know.
I think the government should regulate companies so that they only don't only do that.
Okay, so it should be an option. Okay, if you're saying if it's an option, then I can see that. Okay, fine, yeah.
But like, depending on how, because I don't know too much about cryptocurrency.
Not me
but
either.
Depending on how easy it is to move money from like one place to another with Facebook's currency, like you have this one currency and. Let's say you get paid in it and you can use it for your cell phone bill. You can use it to spend money on apps. You can use it for your MasterCard. Like, it's just super flexible currency.
But then you're basically only in Facebook's, what is it called? Economy.
Yeah. Like, and if they decide that they don't want you to, buy anything with it, I don't think they'd be able to take the money away from you, but they can probably stop you from using it.
Like denying you the ability to purchase the product?
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, so I don't know. I have a problem with a business regulating money. I mean,
but then, I guess with cryptocurrency currently with like, what is it called? Bitcoin?
Bitcoin is the most
stuff like that,
one.
And Ethereum. I guess there is no
Ethereum
central.
Is the second one.
There's no central organization that controls it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I don't know. It's tricky because Facebook is really sneaky, but at the same time, they've said stuff in the past where it's like Facebook's always going to be free, and it is. The idea is that you're signing up for and you're giving away your information.
You're the product.
Yeah, exactly. There is a certain level that you're giving away, but you're getting a product for free. You know what I mean? If it was like, hey, do you want a free hot dog? Fill out a survey. Yeah, that's no different than.
But
than Facebook to me.
Facebook does other things. So like, in some smaller countries, they provide like free or just insanely cheap like cell phone plans for people, like $5 a month. But on that cell phone plan, the only website you can visit is Facebook. So all your interactions have to be through there.
Yeah, but again,
it fucking sucks.
Again, that's why you have to accept the terms.
Yeah, no, I'm fully aware. But if they start,
I'm curious to see what they're like. Yeah, to see how it goes, because already crypto is such a fucking dicey thing to deal with, that if they're going to have all those hands in the cookie jar and Facebook, and they're all going to have their ulterior motives, it's going to be stretching that shit out in so many different ways.
They could like control smaller countries with something like this.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, because they could say, hey, we're going to jumpstart your economy with this crypto, but then all of the services are within the MasterCard, Visa.
It's all going to be run through us.
Yeah, as opposed to through their government, through Visa, MasterCard.
That's right.
To be directly through Facebook.
Yeah, it's just like, we'll make it easy for you, blah, blah, blah. And
I can see that being a thing.
Yeah.
But again, that's a hard stretch to say that a company is going to, like a whole company, not a country. Because like when China does it, when China goes into Africa and it's like, we're going to build you a dam, but then we own this dam.
Yes.
Like that's one thing. I could believe that. I could believe them doing that. Because that's like a world power. Well, but Facebook, even with the amount of money that Facebook has, I have a hard time believing that there's going to be a fucking country in, I don't know where, some Middle Eastern place that's like running away from Russia.
Well, I did highlight this part here, although I completely forgot why, so let me read it. I think this is the part that I was kind of talking about. He, I guess whoever the fuck is writing this, warned that if enough people in emerging economies traded local currency for Libra, it would threaten the ability of governments to manage their fiscal policies. Emerging markets should place a temporary ban on local markets and payment processors accepting the currency until implications are thought through. I don't even know what that means.
Well, that means basically that, like what I was saying, that because you'll be on the Facebook economy, it'll be removing the money through circulation through it'll
be your economy.
Yeah, through your government's economy. So it means
your currency
couldn't be put towards social programs and stuff like that, because it would be bypassing your economy, going straight to Facebook's economy. And if Facebook's not reinvesting in your infrastructure, you're not receiving any benefits.
Pretty much
of circulating that money through the system.
So
that's what I'm getting.
I don't know. This is. I feel like it's kind of scary.
It is kind of scary, but most things are with this dystopian future that we're walking towards with technology and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, in a sense, like
superhumans fucking being made in China with fucking like that are HIV resistant and shit like that.
Yes.
You've got the advent of possibly AI coming in the next 150 years.
We have AI now.
Yeah, but like advanced AI, like sapient and AI.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
like,
so
all these things are coming to a head. Like even just technology, if it's already technology always moves faster and faster and faster. So think about how fast things are moving now. Think about another 20, 30 years, how much faster technology is going to be moving on. You know what I mean? Like that, it freaks me out. But it's kind of like, well, guess what? You're on the fucking roller coaster, so hold on tight.
I mean, what was the Tea Party revolution about? Was that to get rid of, like, I think that was to get
back in like the 1776?
Something, was it that early?
Well,
yeah, that's about right.
For
Yeah,
America?
yeah. No, Tea Party for Britain. I'm thinking. Or was it in America?
Are you talking about like the thing that the Boston Tea Party?
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. There was a tax for Americans.
Yeah. So it had to be. It had to be after around 1700s.
No, because it started them rebelling.
Yeah,
that
makes sense because that was the first. That's when the Revolutionary War happened, right?
Yeah, that's what the start of it.
Yeah,
or like the beginning of it all.
Yeah, so you're
is that defiant action of like, you want to tax the tea? Fuck your tea then, and they threw it all in the river.
Okay, so it was a government thing. Okay, because I'm just thinking like this just seems like returning to the cycle where businesses own pretty much everything. Like this is kind of the start of
what cycle? Because I don't remember a time when businesses owned everything.
Well, I thought that's what my understanding was. The tea, like businesses just had too much control over what they could do.
No, the Boston Tea Party is just an event that happened. It's not a literal political party or anything like that.
No. I'm fully aware it was an event, but it was due to too much power.
But that was from the king. The king was
localized somewhere.
The king was taxing.
So it was the king. So it was a monarch thing.
It was a monarch thing. So it wasn't a business. Yeah. It was a business through the king. Yeah. The king gets to say, "Hey, I get the kickbacks."
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's not like the tea people are like, "Yeah, we're jacking up the price for Americans. Fuck those guys."
So it was the king that just.
As far as I know, yeah, it's like a monarchy.
Yeah, and then they just went on and then just did like. I mean, it started it, but they just got rid of all the. They like went on the ship and I think threw a bunch of the tea away to start it, which was considered like super high class at the time.
Well, no, just in general, British people love their fucking tea.
Yeah, but so I mean, it was really expensive. Like, yeah, it really pissed off the people higher in power.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because it's a bunch of money that was spent. They were making money,
tons of money
to make money back, and then they had to ship it across the water.
Yeah, that shit ain't easy. And I guess, then the Revolutionary War started after that.
They realized, like, hey, we can say fuck you to the British? I didn't realize we could say fuck you to the British.
That's right. And then what happened after that? All I know is I think the Civil War happened 200 years later. And then World War I and II, something like that. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. There's a far distance between the American Civil War and World War I.
Not that far.
Because America's been around for like 400 years.
Yeah, but it was like Civil War. Sorry. Fuck, now I'm trying to remember.
I feel like the Civil War was in like the 1800s.
You might be right, because I think World War I started in 1904 or something like that. Was it 1910?
Yeah, in the 1910s.
Fucking Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah, getting shot.
Yeah. Well, how dare he?
All his fault. How could he take a bullet to the head from a place that he couldn't tell who he was coming from?
And then starting World War I. Fucking asshole. And then in the future, being reincarnated into a band.
Yeah, but everything gets reincarnated into a band. I'm pretty sure there's. I'm sure there's a freaking German fucking band that's called Adolf Hitler.
the Hitlers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
or something like that.
There's a restaurant somewhere I might have mentioned this last time. There's a restaurant somewhere in China that's like a Nazi themed restaurant.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I've seen that before, and they have like pictures of Hitler up and stuff like that.
Because in China, like the Nazi thing isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah,
there.
It's not as big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we had Attila the Hun. That motherfucker killed so many motherfucking people. Trust me, that makes like Hitler look like baby food.
Yeah, well, I mean, Hitler was not the biggest.
He's just the most vicious, perhaps.
He was.
But not mass murdering wise. I think Stalin still has it.
I think another thing, Hitler also did more in a shorter period of time, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Because I think Stalin was in power for a lot longer than Hitler.
And he was also killing his own people as opposed to killing other people, which apparently if you kill your own people, it's totally okay. But if you're fucking with other people's people, then that's when everyone has a problem.
Yeah, that's exactly right, yes. Oh, fuck, okay. I want to bring in a trigger.
A trigger? Yeah. Okay. Do you have one on hand?
I do have one on hand.
Okay.
Yeah. I probably should. I need to make like a gun sound.
Well, I mean, you can just add it in post. You can just.
I hate. I mean, I shouldn't say I hate. I don't want to. Once we get a better setup going, I want to have a small soundboard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think one step at a time. We should get pop filters first.
Yeah, that does need to be the next step. And arms for the mics. Fuck.
So, what's your trigger?
My trigger?
Yeah, you said you had one.
Something that really pisses me off.
Yeah.
Okay. So, my sister recently graduated from high school.
Yeah.
And the graduation ceremony just fucking pisses me off. It's such a waste of fucking time, and it's completely meaningless.
Yeah, but that's why it's called a ceremony.
Yeah, it's fucking
ceremonious. It's in the term.
Just like how I was offended by marriage on TV, I'm offended by ceremonies. Okay.
Okay.
Those are fucking useless.
I mean, they're kind of long and arduous,
and nobody fucking cares.
Well, the people that are part of it kind of care. I kind of cared, even though I didn't technically get my diploma. I kind of cared walking across the stage.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember how I felt at the time.
I think we didn't care because we basically went straight to Daniel's place after like a normal Friday and played video games.
But like my college graduation, I didn't do that one because I was just But the thing is, this is all a giant fucking scam too. Like it's all just so
but you don't pay for the graduation. It's already part of it, isn't it? Isn't it part of the cost that you pay? It's not like you have to pay like $150 to go to the graduation, do you?
No, it's I think it's something. I think it's something cheap. To be honest, it's like $5 per person.
Oh yeah, it's nothing,
like
dude.
Plus pictures and flowers, whatever you want to spend.
Whatever, but
the college one was a giant fucking scam, though.
Okay.
Because it was something like if you wanted to do it, you had to spend $200 to rent the gown. If anything happened to the gown, you would pay for that. And then during the college ceremony, they had people selling. Because it all happens in one day, right?
Yeah.
People selling like flowers and pictures and stuff like that and candy and blah, blah, blah and all that fucking garbage. Like I just saw one look at it all. I'm like, this is a fucking like horseshit scam.
The PNE. It's like, let's go spend money while we're spending money.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. My mom got mad at me for not doing the college one. She found out like a couple months later that I graduated. And she's just like, Ken, you graduated? I'm like, yeah. Where's your ceremony? I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that.
You're not wasting your time.
Yeah, I'm not wasting my time with that shit. She's like, what the hell? Why are you doing it? Well, she didn't say what the hell, but
obviously.
She's like, why didn't you do it? I want to see you on stage. I don't want to be on stage.
Yeah, you want to see me on stage. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, fuck ceremonies, especially graduation ceremonies. They're a fucking waste of time.
I mean, I don't know. I like getting dressed up every once in a while.
You can get dressed up, but just don't go to the ceremony. Okay, I'm not saying you can't get dressed up.
What are you going to do dressed up? The whole point of getting dressed up is to go show off.
You could, I don't know, fucking go
do
with
nothing?
other people. Yeah, just do nothing. Just dress up.
Dress up and do nothing. Yeah, that's why
if you really want to dress up, then you can do that.
Yeah,
fuck the ceremony.
I'm going to get dressed up in my fanciest clothes and I'm going to play Smite. And get baked as fuck.
You make that sound like it's a bad thing.
Yeah, well,
it's like playing Smite in class.
Yeah, but I would just rather play in my fucking sweats.
No, man, you gotta look classy if you're playing Smite.
Yeah, when I'm not being seen.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, I don't know. I felt so... I walked away. I walked out as soon as I saw my sister.
That's fine. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't stay too long, too. I mean, sometimes those things fucking last forever.
Yeah. I was talking to, like, one of the people out, and they're like, oh, you don't want to see the other kids graduate? I'm like, no. I definitely don't want to see the other kids graduate. Yeah. They had this, like, weird look on their faces, like, I can't believe somebody would actually say that.
I'm not friends with any of these other kids. What the fuck do I care?
Yeah, I don't fucking care about these kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could not care less. I mean, there was, I was really hoping I could get my sister to just leave early too, but she just did not want to.
Really? I thought you said that she didn't. She bailed right away.
No, so this was a while ago. She did some kind of performance in school.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, so her part of the performance was done.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, all right, let's just go. I don't fucking care about these other kids.
Yeah. And
she's just like, yeah, I don't really care about them either, so let's go. And I told her, I'm more proud of you for leaving than I am for what you did in the performance. Nice. Yeah. I've never been more proud of you than right now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And as we were leaving, her friend showed up and she's like, oh, I'm leaving now. And her friend's like, no, you have to support everyone. I'm like, you stop being a bad influence on my sister. Just invite her to do drugs like normal kids.
Yeah. That's what all the cool kids do.
That's what all the cool kids do. That's my trigger for today.
Okay.
Do you have anything you want to bring in? Is there anything that pisses you off in general?
I mean, I can't remember.
Something meaningless and funny.
I mean, I can't remember if we talked. I think we did this we didn't do it last podcast, so.
If you're talking about clothing, I'll just say that. Yeah, no, go ahead, go with that.
Because I think we did this on one of the previous podcasts that we didn't release, but the one that's always the easy one for me to bring up is the booty shorts with the pockets.
Oh yeah,
it just pisses me off so much. It's the worst thing ever. I've said it before.
So ugly.
I've lost my steam of passion, but like, come on, ladies. You know you're not using those fucking pockets. Mm-hmm. I know you're not using those fucking pockets. I know that if you were using those pockets, it would look fucking stupid. So you're definitely not using those pockets. So just get rid of the fucking pockets. Let's not live in this denial.
It's such a shame because booty shorts look so good, but for some reason, fair enough. They don't make you look good in the same way leggings do. Yeah. But if you do look good, you look really good with booty shorts. Yeah. But like.
But the pockets.
The pockets just ruins it all.
Because it tells me that you didn't think about what you were wearing when you left. Because you thought that was a good idea. Yeah. No, thank you. Turn off.
Oh, fuck. Yeah,
just either have the shorts extend past where the pockets are so I don't have to see that shit. Fine. But if you're going to have your butt cheeks hanging out, fine. I don't. You could do that. That's cool. But get rid of the fucking pockets. Because those fucking front pockets just look atrocious when they're just sitting like little fucking tongues on your fucking thighs. Like, gross. Oh, they're so stupid. You're not using them. You don't need pockets. You're not going to use them.
Women's clothes never have pockets.
Generally, yeah, and they bitch about it all the time. Then they have a fucking booty shorts with pockets, and they don't even fucking use them because they look fucking stupid because they're hanging out halfway down your leg. Yeah. But that's mine. That's just an easy pull for me.
I don't... Because, like, actually, you kind of bring up a good point. Like, women always bitch about not having pockets, but, like, I've hung out with women who complain about not having pockets while they have pants with pockets, but they don't use the pockets.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen that as much. And I do see them use pockets when they have them, but...
I kind of understand why, because, like, with women, the whole, like, clothing is supposed to... be a little bit more form-fitting, so you can't be putting stuff in the pockets because it ruins.
I mean, I've seen those leggings that have pocket slips now.
Yeah, they do.
You see someone's freaking phone like tight into their thigh. Yeah, but I mean,
those aren't bad because it's got enough pressure going on the phone that it still doesn't ruin the figure that much.
Yeah, because it just looks like it's like a little bump of the phone. It's pretty obvious, but still, it's like. There's solutions to this now of getting pockets. But these booty shorts, like it's not nearly as much of an epidemic as it was like 5 years ago, though. Mm-hmm. That's when it was the height of the stupid booty shorts with pockets thing. Now it's like
I'd say more than 5 years ago.
Maybe, but that it's been a long time. But I still see it every once in a while, and I'm just like, I just shake my head and like, you didn't think about what you were wearing properly.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, as long as we're going back to what we said in that episode, I might as well just bring one more.
Go for it.
All right. So, one thing that really pisses me off, or sorry, I shouldn't say, I want to say the word trigger. Yeah. I just want to call it triggers for the podcast. One thing that really triggers me is the fucking whole straw ban thing. Hate it so much.
Didn't you talk about this last time though?
Yeah. Well, not on an actual episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. One of the test episodes. Okay. Yeah. So, fuck, I don't have my paper anymore. But the straw...
It's like a 1%.
It's 0.02% of the plastic in the ocean. So not even the total amount of garbage. Yeah. The straws take 0.02% of the plastic in the ocean. Yeah. Now, when you talk to people about it, they say some ridiculous number like, oh, there's like 400,000 straws or something in the ocean. Yeah. But you can't... Like, when it comes to stuff like that, you have to calculate it by weight, not by... like total amount of the product.
Individual pieces, because that would be ridiculous to count every single straw that's in the ocean.
Yeah, well, it's also just like, one straw is not the same thing as like one plastic bin.
I suppose, yeah.
So, like, there's probably going to be less plastic bins in the garbage or in the ocean, but, they're a lot heavier. They use a lot more plastic. Yeah. So you can't just talk about the raw number. You have to get the weight of it. Weight, yeah. Yeah. That'll tell you how much plastic it is. And so straws are at 0.02%. And recently, the fucking Canadian government has started working on banning straws permanently.
Not plastic straws by itself, too. It's bottles, too. Plastic
bottles. Really?
Yeah, like you're talking about like paper cartons and shit like that for water.
Yeah, I remember that part, yeah.
But it's funny, because if you bring that up, that because I know how much you hate disabled kids. Mm-hmm. They're the people who are like disabled activists, I suppose, or people who help speak on their behalf,
yeah,
have said that
the disabled kids do need it though.
That do need straws, yeah, and that you shouldn't be taking away the straws from the people who do need it for accessibility and stuff like that. So it's like you're in a bit of a conundrum. Do you save the turtles, Ken, from the straws, or do you save the disabled children from the straws?
I'm in a conundrum.
Yeah, you're in a conundrum.
Oh no, I hate the turtles.
Yeah, but you you don't think it's a problem, so you think that the straws in the ocean.
Who do I want to hurt more?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'd rather save the disabled kids because at least they're human.
Okay, so
fuck the sea turtles.
So straws in the ocean with the turtles, but disabled kids also get straws.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah. And you know, maybe a disabled kid is going to get a straw stuck through his nose as well.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. All right. But like
a bendy straw.
It kind of pisses me off that. So if somebody at an individual level doesn't want to use a straw, that's fine.
You just opt out, yeah.
Yeah, just whatever, opt out. I mean, I'll use them, but I'll use two.
Yeah,
I'll use an extra one for the people who don't
extend it, so you don't have to move your head as far.
And so people are always just like, oh, but every little bit helps.
Yeah,
which is fine. Which is why I'm saying on an individual level, that's fine.
Yeah.
But when the government starts getting involved, the fact that they're doing this instead of something that's more effective means that not every little bit helps. They're literally hurting the environment by not starting from a top-down process. You know, do something that's worse. I know fucking plastic bottle caps that are significantly worse than themselves, which I guess is part of this, so maybe they are doing something.
Yeah. But I mean, the idea that, like, economically, if you were to extrapolate on what Trudeau wants to do, it's unlikely that businesses are going to go easy with that. It's they're going to have to change an entire part of their business just to factor for Canada, and Canada doesn't have enough population to actually like think about like for video games, right? We get I was just talking to people at EB Games today about how Canada doesn't usually get a lot of collector's editions or at all get collector's editions because it's like we've got nobody, dude. All of Canada's population is like downtown LA.
We're nothing.
It's fucking nothing. Like, it's not that ridiculous, but it's like all of California is all of Canada. Pretty much. We're like double to triple the size of the state. That's fucking ridiculous. Like the country size, like literal.
Well, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying livable area.
But I mean, you could live anywhere at this point. I mean, air conditioning is a thing, and
Amazon is everywhere.
Amazon is everywhere. But realistically, there's only a few hubs in Canada. To us, we live in a big city, but go anywhere outside the Lower Mainland, and it's like butt fuck nowhere.
Pretty much, yes.
There ain't selling the collector's editions and Kamloops. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. You know what I mean? So by that same token, it's like you're asking all of Coca-Cola to say, "Hey, we're getting rid of all of our plastic bottling machines that we made just for Canada and all of our plastic labels that go on our like Canadian measurements for Canada with our French wording and stuff like that. We're going to change all of that and we're going to make paper boxes of water with like printing and stuff like that." I
don't even know how like they can put soda in a cardboard container.
I'm not. Okay, I don't know if 100% if that's what the idea is for the cardboard and stuff like that. I think it's mostly for water.
Oh, I see. If it's just water, okay.
So it might be a political talk.
So the fucking bottle cap thing is still going to be a huge issue.
It's possible, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, think about it as like let's take this to the end of its idea, which is eliminating all plastic bottles. You're asking Pepsi, Coke, everyone else who makes a fucking drink. They all have to remove their production of plastic bottles going to just Canada.
Well, I'm going to say this. I don't know about this 100%. I'm just taking a shot in the dark here. But, like, I know how these bigger companies are very, like, divided in what they do.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if Coke doesn't actually make their bottles. Like, I would imagine they get their bottles from, like, a third party. Yeah, that does, like, the bottles for all the different companies, for, like, Coke and Pepsi and whatever else there are.
Yeah.
So Coke could just go to a different contractor and just be like, all right, we need
like a
cardboard. Instead of bottles.
I suppose I could see.
I mean, I might be wrong here. They might do their own.
But you got to imagine again that still costs them more money.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. And also just going to a new contractor for something like that in itself is going to be a hiccup. You don't know if they're going to be able to put the same kind of output that you need. And Coke needs a fucking huge output. Yeah. They need various sizes
and different products. To advertise. Like green bottles as opposed to clear bottles. Pretty much. Fucking Sprite and Coke.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how like the liquid is poured into the product. I don't know if Coke does that or if Coke ships it to the bottling company.
They probably do their own in-house.
Maybe.
For the liquid itself. I could see that them not making their own bottles. Mm-hmm. That I could see because it's like, well, why not? I could probably just get them outsourced and mass produced.
Yeah.
Not have to do it myself. Just like how I don't make t-shirts at my place.
Yeah, like that's kind of how it's done, right?
But I do printing. I could see that being the thing. So they bottle their own stuff, but they don't make the bottle.
That's probably how it is. Yeah. They probably get like the bottles from one place and the caps from another.
Because I have a hard time believing that Trudeau's going to be able to do anything in like a year.
True Hitler's never going to be able to do anything.
True Hitler, yeah.
Yeah, that was your name for him.
Yeah.
Justin True Hitler.
Well, I mean...
I do like that name.
I don't want to be hyperbolic or anything.
Yeah. Fuck, did you hear about fucking AOC calling the...
concentration camps at the border?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
southern border.
America's
southern border.
Did you hear about the person calling her out on it?
I didn't hear about... Well, I mean, I watched a Tim Pool video of it, and he gave his response, but I didn't hear a big specific response.
So this is what I'm gonna say as something is like the path to hell is paved with good intentions kind of thing, or what I was saying earlier, that using hyperbolic language can hurt you.
Yeah.
So she called them concentration camps and she said never again.
Okay.
Now if you use the very specific and autistic definition of concentration camps, she's right.
Okay.
But if you use
she's making an allegory to
fucking Auschwitz,
like,
yes.
Nazi
which
Germany.
is not what it is. So now all she's done online is stir up a conversation of what is the definition of concentration camps.
Yeah.
Because she fucked up.
Yeah.
Instead, she should have just...
Well, no, she didn't fuck up. She's strategically trying to make a bold statement to draw attention to a particular thing that
but all she should have done is drew attention to the thing.
Yeah, and the actual things that are happening. But because there are bad things that are happening down there.
Yeah.
But to extend it to
Auschwitz,
like people are being thrown into ovens and cooked into fucking loaves of bread, I think is a bit of a stretch.
Yes. I mean, like, the end result of what America is doing is to move the people out of the prison to their home country.
Oh, I mean, I don't know how well they're doing that, or even if
but that's the end goal.
That's the idea of it. Yeah.
Whereas in Auschwitz, the end goal was to fucking
extermination.
Murder them.
No, the goals are definitely different.
So like but the fact that, like I said, she called it the concentration camp with the spirit of saying it's like the ones in Auschwitz, because she said never again, which is
it's a Holocaust thing. Yeah.
So we know for certain that's what she's getting.
And a lot of other people have tried to make that statement too. Mm-hmm. Like in the past, but in general, but like recently with the border thing. Now,
they do.
This is my like a little bit of a stretch politically. While I don't agree necessarily with the execution of what they're doing, still inherently they are technically performing illegal actions by crossing into the border illegally. Like that's not immigration, and I can agree with the government stance in that sense. But I think also like the using that shit down there to drive political strife between Republicans and liberal Democrats, by the Democrats saying we're not going to fund the border wall, and Trump saying, well, then I'm going to do a shitty job of funding ICE and them having the actual stuff to be able to take care of all these people and sort them out properly and reunite them with their families, I think is also shitty, because everybody's playing these people who are desperate trying to get to America, who are through desperation trying to do something illegal, which are then getting them in trouble with the law, and everyone else is playing around with them, using them for whatever equals their narrative that's going to put their position forward.
I mean, like, what I think that should be done, but again, this is more of a naive opinion, I think. I'm going to say, but I think it's naive, is that they should be trying to do a better job of integrating them into America.
Yeah, but that would basically reward anybody who's just walking across the border.
That's what I think is a problem with that. Like, then you have way too big of an influx of people coming in. So there does need to be, like, a hard line of, like, no.
Well, yeah, to a certain degree. I agree, because you already have that where it's like, people had strategies of how to get into America, like to weasel your way in. And I say weasel sometimes negatively, but in this sense, I'm just using it as a way of like saying they're figuring out a trick that allows them to do it. And one of them is send the kids in by themselves.
Yeah.
And then they have family in America already. And then what do? Well, the logical thing is we can't send them back to a country where we don't know their parents. We'll send them to their family in America. And then the mother shows up a year and a half later or something like that. And they slowly ferry people in. Like, that is a trick that people have been using over the, like, 30, 40 years that I've been around that I know for a fact that people have done, including even to the fact of, like, Mexican people getting married to people in Canada or in America, and then having to, like, prove that their relationship's real because there's so many people immigrating that way. You know what I mean? It's like there are these tricks that people catch on to and then exploit.
I just want to also be clear. This is not just Mexicans. Like, this is anybody
it just happens
who gets...
that this is particularly Mexicans.
It's affecting them the most. Yeah. But, like I have a friend who, when he was a child, he was deported from America to Canada. He's a Canadian. Yeah. But he didn't have an American citizenship when his mom took him to America. Okay. So him and his mom were split up, and he was sent back to Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was pretty horrible.
Was it recently or
no? This was years.
Was it our age or
no? He's older.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was a long time ago.
That seems really weird.
I just want to point out that this does not only affect Mexicans.
Yeah. No, it would affect anybody who's trying to attempt the same thing.
Who's like, there illegally?
I mean, technically, I think that migrant cavern's not even Mexican. They're fucking from like Venezuela and other places in South America, aren't they?
Oh, that I mean,
they were the migrant caravan that was moving up through South America, through Central America, and Mexico was like, no, don't come through here. They did anyways.
Yeah, but I mean, back to my point, I just think that because AOC used hyperbolic language, instead of everyone looking at the issue as what it is, which eventually we will.
Yeah, but it's
once we get past it now.
Thing where it's like, let's debate moral value and what the word moral means. It's like,
which I fucking hate.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's take a year and a half to get to the point and then not solve the problem.
Yeah, it takes us. Now it's going to take us a year and a half to get to the point
where we can talk about a solution, and then a bunch of fucking things have happened already.
Yeah, so like, just like, obviously you can say that this situation sucks. Like, this is horrible.
You can be critical.
You can be, you can hate it. That's fine, but just be careful with hyperbolic language. Like, I think she really fucked the situation up. I think because of her actions, things are going to go a lot slower, and a lot more kids are going to get hurt.
Yeah, it's hard to see what the fallout's going to be, but I don't think
I'm blaming her.
Particularly helps because all she's doing is, again, it's the echo chamber thing. It's like, I'm sure the people that like her are totally going, yeah, totally, and they like throwing their arms up in anger. But everyone else that's even taking a second is like, well, I don't think that's actually true. But
okay, so the funny thing is, the first person to call her out on saying that it was not a concentration camp on a large scale is a liberal.
Oh,
so it was. And because of that, now the debate is happening over what is a concentration camp. Okay. So
that's why nuance is happening in the hyperbolic.
The liberals fucked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
I just like I said, hyperbolic language can be dangerous.
It can be, but I mean, it can be also fun to use, and I know I do it a lot too.
Yeah, but we use it in comedy. Like we.
Hold on a second. I'm putting huge air quotes. Comedy.
Yes.
We're a bit stretched away from being comedians yet, but
no, I never want to be a comedian.
No,
I want to be funny.
No,
yeah, that's why I don't want to be a comedian. Okay. Yeah, those guys are not funny. Joe Rogan is funny. Joe Rogan as a comedian is fucking boring as hell.
Yeah, okay, well, I disagree, but I mean, not just with that statement, but your general assumption of comedians.
If someday somebody writes
super hard.
If someday somebody writes about our podcast and is just like two local comedians, Ken and Shane, host an alt-right podcast.
I mean, that's what people are saying already. Nobody that's watching is saying that already.
Look, I'll be offended at the comedians part.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's the worst thing in that entire article. Fucking calling me a comedian.
I've actually been thinking about that recently. I keep like wanting to do something different, and I keep wanting to like, I don't know. I've always been somewhat of a performer when it comes to like acting and stuff like that, but I haven't done it in a while. But I've been thinking about it more and more of like trying to do like open mic night or something like that to try out some stuff. But I want some like
you should go
solid
and bomb.
Jokes. No, I don't want to bomb.
Nobody wants to fucking bomb, but it's good for your character.
Bombing is what I hate the most. Like
everyone fucking hates bombing.
When it comes to performing, that's why I'm a perfectionist. Like when I was doing that Cutco shit, and it was all about like selling knives and shit. Yes. Like it took me one time to get denied to be like, I don't want to do this as a fucking job. This is fucking stupid. But acting, it's like practicing and getting to a point where I could memorize the lines. Oh, I'm fine going on and talking. I can do stuff when it's performing, and I have a grasp on what I'm doing. But the minute that I don't have a solid grasp and I'm not unsure of myself and I'm not getting the response, that's when I start like I'd rather bomb knowing that I'm already done something rather than bomb immediately.
Yeah, but bombing immediately is what's more likely.
No, that's coming unprepared.
Okay, all right.
I want to write some jokes. I want to get them nice and refined. I want to pretend like I'm a real comedian and actually do due diligence of writing some solid jokes that have a second and third draft, and then come to the show and try.
You have to prepare.
At least if I bomb when I've tried to craft something that I know.
Oh, I mean, good luck. I know there's places in Vancouver.
Oh yeah,
that do
for sure.
open
There's
mic
tons.
nights.
There's actually one just on Canby that it's like Yuck Yuck or something like that.
You should just go there without preparing.
I had one that I was telling Mel the other day that I was testing out, and she thought it was kind of funny. I got a little chuckle out of her. I was like gonna preface it, be like, in the like viewpoint from global warming being this impending doom type thing, and I'm like, listen, like, it's not that I'm a climate change denier or anything like that. It's just I think that humans exist in a certain level of chaos that we continually move forward with the same momentum, regardless of what the like chaotic elements in the world are in any particular fashion. Everyone just keeps on trucking, right? So I just want to give you an example of this, and I just want you to picture it. So you have a local grocery store, right? And you go to the meat section and you see chicken. See all different types of cuts of chicken. You see chicken thighs, you see chicken breast, you see chicken drumsticks, you see cut up little pieces of chicken prepared for you for dinner, right? Right? You go back there tomorrow. Guess what? More chicken, right? The next day, more chicken, right? But wait, there's a grocery store 2 blocks down. It also has the same amount of chicken, right? And it's always going to have the same amount of chicken tomorrow. That's a lot of dead chickens.
Yes.
Right? But that's not it. There's a whole country of grocery stores with dead chickens in them. That's a lot of dead chickens. And yet, where's the dead chicken? Sorry, where's the chicken shortage? Right? There's something we're doing right that we can murder countless chickens all across the world, and yet we still got more chickens. You know what I mean?
I got a bit of a chuckle out of that.
Yeah. Again, I'm working on it. I think I did a little better with when I said it the first time, but I'm trying. I'm trying to think of ideas. I have some written down, but none of them are particularly good.
Okay, fair enough. Also, I don't know if I'm the right audience for that.
That's fine. You're a terrible audience regardless, but
I'm a great audience. But like,
no, you're a terrible audience.
But like, I'm already okay with the idea of killing chickens. Like, as much of a pussy as I am with seeing animals get hurt, like, and I am a giant fucking pussy with that.
I have a hard time looking at dead crows getting run over and shit like that.
Yeah, I'm so weak with that. I'm totally okay with chickens, like dead chickens. Like, I think that joke works better on like more normal people who like pretend to be environmentalists but aren't actually. Yeah. Which is most people. Yeah.
Some people with less crude sense of humor.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of just something I came up with a couple days ago. I don't know, it was a throwaway thing. But I like the idea of like taking something mundane like buying meat at the grocery store and then applying it to the same level of complexity and danger as climate change.
Okay, yeah.
But I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
And there's wisdom to what you said.
Yeah. If you want to end the podcast, we could end my wise words of wisdom of that dead chickens equal climate change.
Okay.
But if you got something else you want to throw in, feel free. Go ahead.
No, I think we're good. I just, when you go and bomb an open mic night, I just want you to make sure you bring it to the podcast.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Make sure you let us know when
you ask me what I did with my week, I'll say I shat in my own mouth on stage.
Yeah, there we go. I have to figure out a different opening though. I can't just use that every week. So
what?
What did you do last week?
Why not?
Well,
maybe you should just do it so it's smoother.
Well,
you need to have it smoother. You need to have an easier transition rather than just dropping from the intro into.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I know you're working on it.
This was better than last week.
Yeah, a little better. That's only episode 2. It's good.
Yeah, I still have some other things to figure out with the podcast too.
But I like this. I like bringing documents.
Well, I need to just read through them more because I skimmed through the Jussie Smollett one, but I didn't actually like highlight anything like I did with the Facebook one.
Well, that's fine.
So I do want to bring in news every week. I think I'm gonna keep doing the thing where I just bring in 3 articles, but one will be fake.
Okay.
But I'll read through the fake one as well, so we can discuss that too.
Yeah, because there might be something smart.
Yeah, and then that way we can have a little game from it too.
People
can take a guess. And
cool.
We'll see. Awesome. All right. Well, I introed, you close.
Okay. Well, I already gave you my wise words, so I'm just going to say it again. Dead chickens equal climate change. But y'all have a good night. Take it easy.
Go fuck yourselves.
Go fuck yourselves.